Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that's bad. Whew. Uh-oh. Good, the slightest movement causes this thing to fall. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Maybe like this? Maybe like this? Daiki, what you doing? Nope, he's leaving. Off he goes. Being a cat. Alright, I don't know if anybody is on here. And I can't tell. The saddest thing about using your phone, I have no idea who is on or if anybody is on. It's a little unfortunate, but for anybody who is watching, I do appreciate you coming on here. We're just reading again tonight. So, if you guys would like to join me, once again, Severing Time and Space. It's a cultivation, progression, fantasy series that I wrote. I hear my cat playing with the toy. He's probably hyper. He's been sleeping most of the day. So he is probably very hyper right now. Got some notifications going on. No real sales. All right. Here we go. If anybody is here, feel free to listen. If nobody is here, don't worry, I'm just reading to myself. Training was not the only form of lessons they had. After stowing away the alchemy pills his father had given him, Wu Jian and Wu Meiying split up and traveled to their respective lessons. Wu Jian's lessons were on etiquette, geography, arithmetic, reading, and writing. Because he was the heir of the Wu clan. I don't think that was anybody. Because he was the heir of the Wu clan, he would eventually succeed his father. Of course, that was assuming no one challenged him for the position. This normally meant he would also begin taking lessons on governance and finances. The Wu clan managed the lands in and around Zan City, including several farms where they grew crops, raised livestock, and cultivated herbs that would be shipped out to the Shang Kingdom's capital. However, because he was still young, and members of the clan considered him weak, he only took the basic courses required of him as a member of the clan. Etiquette classes were particularly grueling. Everyone was required to follow certain rules based on their strength, social status, and age. Sitting, walking, and even eating all had strict criteria and manners you needed to watch depending on those factors. An excellent example of this would be if Wu Jian were to eat with his father. His father was older, stronger, and had a higher social status as the head of their clan. If they were to share a meal, Wu Jian could not eat until his father began eating. Similarly, he was not supposed to speak unless his father spoke to him. Matters were made even more complicated if Wu Jian were to dine with someone whose social standing was even higher than his father's, like a member of the 14 noble clans who controlled the Shang Kingdom's 14 provinces. I'm sure you already know this, but a person's social status isn't just based on wealth. It is based on strength, the strength of the individual and the strength of the clan. Both are factors in determining one's status. The person giving him this lecture was Wu Taohua, his father's second wife. Wu Jian didn't know much about her, other than that she married into the clan. She was a mystery to both him and the others. That said, there was no denying both her strength and her knowledge. Rumor had it that Wu Taohua was just as strong as the Wu clan's elders, which meant she was somewhere in the 8th or 9th subrealm of the Anima realm. That was excellent, considering his father was the strongest person in Zan City at the Asura realm's 1st subrealm. The strength of a clan is obvious, Wu Taohua continued, as she paced back and forth across the floor, her snow-white face stern and uncompromising. The stronger a clan is, the more prestige it has within its country. The emperor relies on powerful clans and families to protect the kingdom's interests. If a foreign nation were to ever invade, it would be the clan's responsibility to defend the land. What about sex? Asked Wu Yang. Wu Jian and Wu Yang were the only people present for this lesson. That was because they were both Wu Youxi's children. One of them would go on to become the clan head, and while Wu Jian had a leg up because he was the son of his father's first wife, that did not mean he was guaranteed the position. The stronger person would get that honor. Strength was everything in this world. That was the lesson Wu Taohua was teaching them right now. Sects are even more powerful than clans, Wu Taohua admitted, nose wrinkling like she had smelled something foul. That is because they are not made up of a single clan or family, but multiple families, clans, and individuals who have combined their strength, their might, in order to gather even more power unto themselves. However, because sects are made of so many disparate parties, they are not as cohesive as families like our Wu clan. That said, there are sects in this world that have even more power than a country, and it is often considered incredibly prestigious to have a member of your clan join one. The benefits from joining a sect can be very lucrative for the clan. Wu Jian had the feeling that Wu Taohua did not like sects very much. He wondered what the reason was, but he put that out of his mind. It was none of his business. He was also too intimidated by this cold woman to ask. So we should aim to join a sect if we can? Asked Wu Yang. Wu Taohua shook her head. It would greatly benefit the clan if any of you could join a sect, but the chances of that happening are slim. No sect would bother coming to Zon City, because it's too small. The most you could hope for would be to join the Shang Kingdom. No, this is not a manga, it's a novel. Here. This is like whole ass words, bro. The most you could hope for would be to join the Shang Kingdom Imperial Academy, which is funded by the Shang Kingdom's royal family. They come here once every year to test applicants who wish to join. Several members of the clan have entered the Shang Kingdom Imperial Academy, including your father. The Shang Kingdom Imperial Academy was an institute with the primary purpose of creating strong cultivators to battle foreign invaders. It was controlled by the royal family and was similar to a sect. Quite a few families were also prominent members of this academy, but all of them lived in the royal capital from what Wu Taohua told him. Yes, I'm from the USA. I live in Arizona, which is, if you don't know your USA geography, it is next to California and Texas. Wu Taohua informed them there was a good chance one of them would attend this institute, once the clan head was decided upon. However, only people who had already reached the Hunger Realm were allowed to enroll, meaning they needed to be at least 18 years old before they could think of being accepted. After Wu Taohua's lesson, Wu Yang and Wu Jian went their separate ways. Neither of them said a word to each other. Wu Jian met up with Wu Meiying at the library, greeted Wu Yiyi, and requested several books on alchemy. While Wu Yiyi gave them a confused look, he relented and found the books for them. "How were your lessons?" asked Wu Jian as he and Wu Meiying settled down together. "Boring. They were so boring. I thought I was going to die of boredom," Wu Meiying complained, kicking her feet back and forth. "All they did was teach us how to properly apply makeup and the importance of looking attractive to catch ourselves a man to marry. But I already have you, so none of that means anything to me." "Yeah, I can't see that being very useful. And you're already the prettiest girl in our clan anyway." "Exactly. You always know what to say to make me happy." Wu Meiying's cheeks turned a pretty shade of pink as she smiled. Oh, I just got like a TikTok video. They were seated at a table, their feet dangling because they were too short to reach the floor. There were only 3 books in front of them, the only books of their clan had on the subject of alchemy. Wu Jian was looking through them, trying to find the pills his father had given him so he could know what they did. Knowledge was power, after all. "I would have much rather joined you for your lessons," Wu Meiying continued, wistfully. "No, you wouldn't. They were just as boring," Wu Jian said as he flipped another page. He winced as his ribs flared up. They were still tender from where Wu Yang had beaten him. "Are you okay?" she asked. "I'm fine. It only hurts a little bit." If you say so. Anyway, I would rather learn about traditions and world history than how to apply makeup." "I guess I understand. Learning how to apply makeup doesn't sound fun." "Right?" Each book contained a list of various alchemy pills that were available in today's market. though Wu Jian was sure most of them weren't available in Zan City. This book was something his father had bought during a business trip abroad. Each page contained information about a specific pill, along with a painting of what the pill looked like. "Have you found the pill that Yoshi Shushu gave you?" "Not yet. I'm still searching through—" "Oh, I think I found it," Wu Jian said. The page he had flipped to contained a painting showing off a smooth green pill that appeared to be gleaming, like it was made of glass. "Let's see," Wu Meiying murmured as she leaned over until their shoulders were touching and read the contents out loud. "It's called the Bone Hardening Pill. It says here that it's a first-tier pill that helps cultivators build strong bones." Wu Meiying looked around, then leaned into Wu Jian and whispered in his ear. "Yoshi Shushu must have heard about how your ribs were broken during training and decided to give you those to help build strong bones so they wouldn't break so easily." Probably," Wu Jian agreed. "Anyway, it says here that it's a first-tier pill. I suppose that means there are more tiers." "Let's find out," Wu Meiying said. The two closed the book listing alchemy pills and grabbed the one titled A Beginner's Guide to Alchemy. The crinkling of aged paper echoed around them as they flipped to the first page. Faded yellow from years on a shelf, the paper looked like it might break if they weren't careful. Wu Meiying hummed. "According to this book, there are 10 tiers for pills. The first tier is the lowest tier and something beginners can refine, and the 10th tier is the highest tier. In order for an alchemist to move up to the next tier, they have to prove they can refine a pill one tier above their current rank. The alchemist ranks are indium, silver, rhenium, palladium, osmium, iridium, ruthenium, gold, platinum, and rhodium." She paused. "How intriguing. I guess that means an indium rank alchemist can refine tier 1 pills, but to move up to silver, they have to be able to refine tier 2 pills. Do you think I could be an alchemist?" asked Wu Jian. Wu Meiying shook her head. "You need to have a natural affinity for the wood and fire elements to become an alchemist. Something tells me you don't have those." Wu Jian didn't know where Wu Meiying got her confidence from, but she was probably right. She had yet to be wrong about matters like this. That was kind of sad, though. Alchemists were held in even higher esteem than cultivators because of their rarity. Only 1 in every million cultivators could become an alchemist. If he became one, he would undoubtedly bring great honor to the Wu clan. The two continued reading until it was time for dinner. Let's see, we still got a bit left. This is probably going to be a short stream. Later that night, Wu Jian had the servants fill his bath with hot water. All members of the main clan had a bath in their rooms, though his was simply a large wooden tub that could be stowed away in a closet space next to his bedroom. The servants brought out the tub, filled it with water, and a cultivator with the fire element heated the water for him. He thanked everyone for their help and only turned back to the tub after the servants bowed and left. Stripping down, Wu Jian set his clothes aside, opened the box, and grabbed one of the pills. The strong medicinal scent mixed with the heat of the tub and made him light-headed. It felt like all the blood was rushing to his head, creating a rush of euphoria. He thought he could feel the scent pervading his body and latching onto his bones, but maybe that was just his imagination. He did as his father instructed and dropped the pill into the tub before climbing in himself. Sitting with his legs crossed, he closed his eyes and tried to enter a meditative state. The instructions on how to absorb the minerals from the pill stated that he needed to have a perfectly calm mind that would allow his body to subconsciously absorb the ingredients through his pores. Achieving a calm mind was a lot harder than he thought it would be. Wu Jian's thoughts flitted to and fro like agile sparrows, darting through the branches of a great tree. He had a lot to think about. Wu Meiying, his father, Wu Yang, and the challenge that would take place 6 months from now. Would he be able to win? Could he defeat his elder half-brother? He was worried that he wouldn't be able... Long in Denmark. I'm assuming that means you live in Denmark. First aid trainers. Wu Jian didn't believe he would be able to grow stronger if he couldn't overcome Wu Yang. Something told him that losing would give him a sequela he would never be able to recover from. Wu Jian had read about sequela. They were defined as adverse conditions that made it difficult for a person to cultivate, thanks to previous injuries and diseases. A person with a sequela would find it a lot harder to break through to the next realm in their cultivation, according to the manual. He shuddered to think about what would happen. His life would be over. He would lose any and all chances of gaining the respect of his clan. Worse still, worse still, he might very well die, and Wu Meiying would be taken. He did not want that. Furrowing his brow, Wu Jian recalled his lessons on meditation. There were 7 steps to meditation. Take a seat, set a time limit, notice your body, feel your breath, notice when your mind has wandered, be kind to your wandering mind, and close with kindness. He had already taken a seat, but he hadn't set a time limit. Wu Jian decided to do that now. He would meditate for 30 minutes. Wu Jian focused on his body. His ribs ached, but they were feeling a lot better now. He wondered if that was because of the bone-hardening pill. He discarded the thought seconds later. Not only could Wu Jian feel the ache in his ribs, but he could feel each of his individual toes as he sat with his legs crossed. His fingers formed a hand seal without him realizing it. The hand seal was called Dhyana. It was one of several hand seals all cultivators were taught from a young age. It did not actually do anything, but it did help them focus. A trickle of sweat trailed down his neck and collarbone. Next, he focused on his breathing. Hold for 5 seconds. In. Hold for 5 seconds. Out. He counted the number of breaths he took. Well, he tried, but he lost count at some point as his mind wandered. He tried to acknowledge his wandering mind and not let it get to him. Refocusing, he followed the sensation of his breathing as it traveled from his bones, from his nose to his chest, then out of his mouth. His thoughts wandered to Wu Meiying. She would be arriving after he finished bathing. He remembered how they used to take baths together, but his father had put a stop to that after they turned 6. Thinking back on it, he didn't actually know how old Wu Meiying was. She had been found in a basket as a baby, but they had no idea how many months old she had been at the time, which meant she may be older or younger than him by a few months. Shaking his head, he realized he was losing focus. Wu Jian recentered himself, and that was when he noticed it. He felt different now than he had moments before. It was hard to describe the sensation. If he had to put how he felt into words, He would have said that he felt slightly heavier, but also sturdier. Was this a result of the bone-hardening pill? Like that, 30 minutes passed. With a soft sigh, Wu Jian opened his eyes. He blinked when he found another pair of eyes right in front of his face. "Working hard?" asked Wu Meiying with a grin. "Trying to." "When did you get here?" he asked in return. "A while ago," Wu Meiying admitted. She was crouching by the tub, with her hands on her cheeks, the bright grin on her face. The bright grin on her face was filled with mischief. "I see you managed to absorb all the medicinal ingredients. If you keep doing that, your bones should become stronger. That will help you train harder, too. Stronger bones means you can put more stress on them." "Well, here's to hoping," Wu Jian said. He stood up and stepped out of the tub. Wu Meiying also stood up and grabbed a towel, which she gave to him. The cold air made Wu Jian shiver, but he quickly dried off as Wu Meiying grabbed his sleepwear, a white hanfu made from thick cotton. She handed it to him once he was dry, and he put it on. "How do your ribs feel?" asked Wu Meiying after they settled down on his bed. "I feel better," Wu Jian admitted. "I think they might even be completely healed." "You should still take it easy tomorrow. But I think you can begin training the day after." Wu Jian grimaced. "I don't want to waste even a single day, though." "This is what you get for being reckless. I know I told you you need to get stronger, but I didn't say you could act like an idiot and get yourself hurt." "I have nothing to say in my defense. Please forgive me." Their banter continued on like this. Neither of them really meant what they said. He enjoyed Wu Meiying's teasing nature. Sitting there like this, talking with the girl who meant the most to him, brought him a sort of comfort that he never felt at any other time. The girl in question smiled broadly as they chatted. They eventually began to feel tired and decided it was time for bed. As Wu Jian closed his eyes, the last thing he saw was the girl he loved, drifting off to sleep as she leaned into him. And there we go. That was the end of Chapter 6 for Severing Time and Space. We will be reading Chapter 7 tomorrow. Oh, that's dark. If any of you want to give this a shot on your own time, you can grab copies at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. I also sell these on my Shopify. Don't got a link for that. Unfortunately, I can't give you a link for that. Because, I don't know, streaming on the phone does not allow me to do that. But if you were to Google Severing Time and Space, you would find it and be able to grab a copy. If you did, I'd be very grateful for the support. But if you don't, you can just continue to listen to me. If you did not hear me read the previous chapters, they should still be available on both YouTube and Twitch. So, feel free to go back and listen to those chapters if you want to. Alright, these are the shorter streams. I'm only doing one chapter a night, and then I'm going to bed because I'm an old man. So, I appreciate you guys joining me. Pro Roll and First Aid Trainers, you might be the only people on here. So, thank you guys for joining me, and to everybody else, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. How do I stop this? Do I not stop this? There we go.